DoubleCrossKing at it again today. This is my second time trying to do this video. I talked way too much about stuff not related to the topic of this video to talk about what I wanted to talk about. But yeah, Joshi, Japanese women's wrestling. More specifically, of the early 90s. Some of my favorite matches ever are from that style, that period, those promotions. It's amazing some of the stuff that came out of those women in that era. Yeah. And women's wrestling has been on a roller coaster ride, ladies and gentlemen. In North America here, mainstream, has been on, the downhill. I would say the high periods were, Lita doing her thing, Trish when she started getting better, and then in TNA in 08, the knockouts were quite enjoyable. You had Kong, Gail Kim, which is an amazing feud, just fantastic. Kong ODB, which was some good stuff, and then you got all three of them together, which rocked my socks. Probably the best match of Destination X 08. Remember that crap fest? It wasn't all crap. The women's match rocked. It was awesome. Yeah. And then there's, pretty much all that's left for real quality women's wrestling. Shimmer. Yeah, Shimmer. I'm gonna try and follow them a little more because they actually use people I like Sarah Del Rey and Daisy Hayes. See, ROH doesn't even use their women the best. They're respectful of them. They respect having Del Rey and Hayes and Kong on their roster, and they've got some women coming up through the academy that hopefully will get a chance to shine once they hit the ROH roster. But yeah, they don't always get the most amount of time to showcase what they can do, and a lot of these women can do a lot. Look at Del Rey versus Samada from Shimmer Volume 28. Holy shit, that was awesome. That is the best women's match I've seen in ever. It was probably better than, it was better than Kong Gail Kim. Saying something, folks. Saying something. What else? Actually, Chikara is making Del Rey and Hayes look pretty good as a tag team. So there's that. But then, there's all this stuff like, then how can we enjoy women's wrestling? Look back, go back in time. Whoa, this is like what every movie guy looks like when he's going in like one of those cheesy time vortexes. Yeah. People like stomping on the floor. Jesus Christ. Or was that just my door? I don't know. But yeah, Joshi. It's fantastic. Between 92 and 94, Japanese women's wrestling was red hot and was putting on some fantastic matches. Let's run down some of DCK's favorite Joshi matches, which are also some of my favorite matches ever. From 92, Hair vs. Hair, Toshiya Yamada versus Manami Toyota. These two are tag partners, and they have to face each other in a hair versus hair match. That's your psychology right there. It was intense, and yeah, very emotional. The aftermath of the match would be, okay, I'll try my best to put a link in the description. I won't put each individual match, but what I will put is Double Miz's channel. That's your Joshi wonderfulness right there. Just look at some of the stuff she has up there. It's out of this world. So yeah, Yamada Toyota, which was an amazing match. Just beautiful stuff. I think Manami Toyota, although not necessarily my favorite, of the Joshi wrestlers, I would say she's the best. She was an embodiment of what the Joshi style was, what women's wrestling was, how women worked in the ring that made them good wrestlers, but different in a different way than the men, you know, considering the size difference and, you know, what women can do physically compared to what men can do physically. Yeah, she was just fantastic at that. And alright, so Dream Slam 1 in 93. April of 93. Probably my favorite match ever. It's between that and Masao versus Kobashi from Halloween 98. Screw you, Honor Hammer. Screw you for showing me that match. You asshole. Hate you. God, that was a great match. Fuck. Oh, yes, but Kira Hokuto and Shinobu Kandori put on the best grudge match. The quintessential grudge match. What I think every grudge match should feel like. Not necessarily recreate the same types of moves and same sequences, but that's how a grudge match should feel. The atmosphere was fantastic. They created the hatred so well. They made the right kind of hatred. You know, they told the story well throughout the match, making it a grudge match. And they beat the crap out of each other. And it was awesome. It was just delightful. About a week later at Dream Slam 2, I just recently told you about probably my second favorite tag match of all time, behind Masao Kobashi versus Holy Demon Armored from 95. Again, close call. You know, just that should tell you how good some of these Joshi matches were. When I'm comparing them to not only male wrestlers, but some of the best male wrestlers of all time. Yeah. So we had that, and it was Dynamite Kensai and Osaki versus Toshiya Yamada and Manami Toyota. Yes, tag team partners back together not long after one of them got their head shaved. I will not spoil who, but that was some wonderfulness. This tag match was insane. It was incredibly fast paced. Kind of showed some of, you know, it's everything good about tag team wrestling and everything good about Joshi in one match. Just delightful. This was the match that kind of proved to me that Toyota really was just the queen of Joshi, and that style, and what, you know, what could be done in a match differently for women that puts them on the same tier as even the highest quality male wrestlers. Yeah, it's that awesome. The last like 10 minutes or so, it's just boom, 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 and no, not a jazz beat. Like, just the action is insanely quick. I think it's like, yeah, it is like the last 10 minutes or so that it's like that. It's insane. Now I'll just fast forward to Big Egg Universe, which was a big deal because it was a All Japan Women's AJW sponsored event. That's right, an all women's promotion sponsored a show at the Tokyo Egg Dome, you know, the big fucking dome of Japan, and packed it pretty good. There was only I believe there's only 2 matches with men in them, and they're not nearly the best matches of the night, and one of them is a Michinoku Pro 6-man, and probably the best match on that card is the opening round of the V-Top Women's Tournament. That is Manami Toyota versus Aja Kong, which was nuts. It was Toyota just going nuts. It was a perfect big little matchup in a Joshi kind of way. 2 other match recommendations: Shinobu Kandori versus Bull Nakano, a big little story, but it was also a chain match, and it's one of the most brutal matches you'll ever see. Trust me. And then Aja Kong and Bull Nakano in a cage. Holy fucking shit. This was hardcore. This was big versus big. This was just brutal. and just delightful. Alright, I'm running out of time. I'm going to sign off. DoubleCrossKing. Stay classy.